Hi everyone. So if you're watching this, you probably know that I am a online health and fitness coach with BeachBody, and maybe you want to know a little bit more about online health and fitness coaching and how you would get started and if it's something for you. So I'm just going to start by telling you a little bit about how I got into online health and fitness coaching and what my experience has been for the past 3.5 years that I've been doing this. So my background is dance. I was a dancer for years, and then I went to grad school for dance therapy. So I was an active person my whole life. I, was always aware of, healthy eating and everything. But when I got to grad school, I was no longer, doing a lot of dancing every day. I was more focused on my work and, writing papers and everything. But I was still eating the same way. So I started gaining some weight. I did find yoga, which helped me out a lot. And helped me lose some weight. But then about a year later, I got pregnant with my son. And after I had my son, I could no longer, go to these 2-hour-long yoga classes in the city. I just didn't have the time to dedicate to my workouts the way I was before. I no longer was going to dance classes, and I didn't have the money to, have a babysitter to take care of my son while I was going to work out. I also felt, kind of guilty leaving my son for these 2-hour-long classes. Even an hour, even if I wanted to go to an hour class, I would still have to take the subway, a half an hour there, half an hour back. So it just wasn't working. I was doing, some running here and there, but I wasn't getting the results that I really wanted. I was losing weight after having my son, but I had also lost a lot of muscle and a lot of strength. I had a C-section, and I just, people would say that I looked good because I had lost weight, but I felt awful. I felt weak, and just not healthy the way I used to be before having my son. So a friend of mine who was actually a trainer, she introduced me to BeachBody. She actually was my what's called stroller strides instructor. And I had moved away. She was my stroller strides instructor in New York City. And then I had moved, originally I'd moved to Connecticut, and it was winter, and I, didn't even want to go outside. It was so cold. And she said, well, why don't you try these at-home workouts? And my son was very young at the time. And so I thought, why not? I don't really have anything to lose. I didn't really think that they were going to work very well because I'd done online programs at home and I had quit after maybe 2 weeks. Because I hadn't seen the results that I wanted. And I really wasn't interested in the shakes that she was saying that she sold with the programs. I just, at the time, I kind of was turning my nose up to shakes. I'm just like, I don't need that. I'm a healthy eater. And I also had a really sensitive stomach. So I thought, they'll probably upset my stomach. But I started out a program, and I thought, 30 minutes a day, that's not going to do anything, when I was used to doing 2-hour-long yoga classes or going to the gym for at least an hour. But to my surprise, I was getting amazing results. And, it wasn't just that the programs were really well thought out and really, they had great trainers and who really knew how to fit a great workout in 30 minutes. It was that, but it was also that you got a meal plan where your meals were simplified. I'd done so many diets under the sun, and nothing had ever stuck. When I was in grad school and I wanted to lose that 15 to 20 pounds, I tried so many things, and none of it worked. So I was really against, dieting. But when I realized what these meal plans were, they weren't dieting. They were helping you live a healthy lifestyle and understand proper portions where you can, live your life. You can go out to restaurants, you can, have dinner with your family, and you can still lose weight by eating things that you enjoy, but making sure that you're eating the right portions of, salad to vegetables to protein, your meats to your carbs. And you can still eat carbs, and you can still eat dairy if you choose, and lose weight and be a healthy weight. So, and then at first I didn't even want to do the shakes, but eventually I actually gave in because just because they came with one of the workouts, and it was like a sale on it. So I was like, okay, I'll try them. I've had a really sensitive stomach for several years, since I was like a teenager. And to be honest, I suffered from IBS. And once I started doing the shakes, it took about 2 weeks, and then my stomach was so much better. I was able to eat foods that I hadn't eaten in years. And so, the shakes, Shakeology, which is a nutrition shake, if you're not familiar with it, it's not a weight loss shake. Yes, it may result in you losing weight, but it's not, you're not just drinking shakes. It's to replace one meal or snack a day, and it gives you all your nutrition that you need for a day. But on top of drinking that shake, you are eating 3 full meals a day and snacks. So anyway, like it started, improving my hair, my nails were growing, and just giving me that energy that I needed, because I would have this, slump at maybe like 3 o'clock during the day, and I was no longer having that when I would drink this shake. Plus, I was a new mom and I was exhausted. I'd be up at night, and so this was really helping me get through the day. Now, when I started doing these workouts, I wasn't even thinking about coaching, but I was watching my coach, and she just seemed so happy. She seemed like she was enjoying helping people so much. And, I, at the time, was a dance therapist. I was actually working with kids with special needs, autism, and so I was already in the field of helping people, and that's my passion, is to help people. So, so this kind of just, for me, was naturally led into coaching, because first of all, I am one of those people who loves to work out. I will admit that. But these workouts are for people who hate to work out and have never worked out in their life, and for people who have always worked out. It doesn't matter what level you're on with your workouts. There is a workout for you. And it doesn't matter what level you're on, because you can be a coach. You can have had this amazing transformation and lost 100 pounds, or you can be at the beginning of your of your transformation and have lost 2 pounds, and you can still be an amazing coach. As long as you are motivated and you are being a product of the product, which basically means you are following the workouts, you're following the meal plan, and you're doing what you're asking your clients to do. So, so as I was, following P90X3, which was the first program that I did in full, that really, changed my body and changed my mindset and made me want to become a coach, because I would start naturally posting about my workouts every day online. And then I'd have some of my friends, some people who I haven't seen in years, people from high school, from college, pop up on my Facebook and ask me, oh, what workouts are you doing? Oh, you look really great. Oh, like, how did you lose the baby weight? And so that kind of like naturally, progressed me into becoming a coach, because I would start telling them about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this great program. It's P90X3. If I could do this, anybody can do this. I have a I have a baby, and I just do it when he's napping. Or if you work, and I did work part-time, when I started BeachBody, I would do it, I'd wake up early and do it in the morning before I went to work, or I do it when I got back from work. So I started, putting these workouts fitting them into my life. And they were 30 minutes. So it was so much easier than going to the gym. And then when I started coaching, I started fitting my work, talking to people, posting online, all of this into my day because it was enjoyable. And so I, could figure out when to fit this into my life. At first it was an adjustment, especially with a young child, of, not having a lot of time, especially if you're working. But I know people who coach who have 4 kids and work and still coach. My coach, Melissa, has 2 little girls, and she's figured out how to make this a super successful business. I have been, I've gone back and forth from making coaching a full-time job to a part-time job to a hobby to back to a part-time job. But that's the great thing about coaching, is that whatever, time of your life, whatever fits into your life at that time, you can make this that. So I stopped working full-time or part-time, and I started coaching because when I was working, I was my son would come home from school, and then I would have to go out and go to kids' homes and work with them, doing like ABA therapy and stuff. So I was missing out time seeing my son. And so then when I started coaching and bringing in some money, I realized, oh, wow, this I can do when he's at school. I can do it when he's napping. When he was younger, it was when he was napping. And now, the minute I drop him off school, I do my workout, and then I give myself at least an hour or 2 to do my coaching. So it's great because then by 3 o'clock, I can go pick him up and I can focus on him. So, so just having the freedom to do that is amazing. To make your own hours is priceless. And to be able to make coaching either, a hobby or like a full-time business is amazing too, because you don't have a boss telling you what what to do. But at the same time, you have a whole team behind you. So if you have questions, if you fall off track, I am there to help you get back on track. And it's not just me. You have my coach. You have her coaches. We're all a team. And one of the greatest parts about BeachBody and about our team Inspire is that everybody becomes so close and is really supportive of one another. So you're not you're not starting this new business out alone, even though it is your own business. You have trainings, tons of trainings, to help you figure out, how to make this a successful business. We have tons of, files that you can go through and, figure out, what you're doing so that you're not lost. And if you ever have questions, I'm here for you all the time to answer your questions. And if I'm not around, let's say we're at different time zones, there's always somebody to answer your question. Plus this business isn't just about, it's not, obviously a perk about it is that you can make money. But we're here to help people. So that's what I love about this. A lot of people go into coaching and they're afraid. They have a lot of fears, which is natural. I had a lot of fears. And one of the number one fears is, what are people going to think about me when I'm posting online about my workouts? And, are people going to think like, oh, I'm trying to have this perfect body and all this stuff, especially, those friends on Facebook that you haven't seen in years. They don't really know you anymore. And, even some of your closest family and friends will, turn their noses up at first. You never know. And sometimes as you get more successful, some people will either get, they'll have their comments, or people who in the beginning were like, oh, she's not serious about this, will come around and be like, oh, wow, she is serious about this, and ask to join me. So, so you'll go through your own journey with that. But the thing is that even taking that risk of putting yourself out there and showing your bad days and your good days and your struggles, and you have to be willing to share online, and you have to be willing to pretty much be an open book, which can be struggle for some people, especially if you're somebody who like cares about what other people think about you. But at the same time, with this business, and it's definitely taught me this a lot, it's when you get those calls or those emails or messages from your challengers that say, oh my God, I lost like this amount of weight. It doesn't really matter how much weight it is, but what's happened as a result of that is that I feel so much better about myself. I've gotten my husband on board. I've gotten my child on board. And my whole life has just, is more positive, and it's changed my life. I mean, to have a response like that, and which I've gotten several responses like that, of just introducing people to these programs and helping them out along the way, which is basically what a coach does, is just trumps all the, negative comments and, Joe Schmo saying that, oh, who is she to think that she should be posting, her workouts online every day? Like, who wants to see this? Defriend me. You're totally welcome to defriend me. But, if posting every day is going to inspire that one person to, reverse their pre-diabetes, then it's worth it. That's how I see it. And, so if you do have those fears, I assure you that, coaching is worth it. It's not, worth not putting yourself out there because of fear. And, a lot of people feel, afraid to start coaching other people because they don't feel like they have, they're not trainers. They don't have, I have, background in dance and yoga, but you don't have to have a background in anything to do with exercise in order to be a coach. BeachBody has done that part for you. They've had very successful, very well-trained trainers come and put these programs together for you. So for your clients. So, and they've had nutritionists come and do, figure out the meal plans. So that part is done for you. So that's also a great thing, is the part about coaching that you need is just to be motivating. You need to be real. You need to be motivating. You need to, be doing your own workouts. You need to be following your own meal plan. You don't have to be perfect, because nobody is perfect. We all fall off. But you need to be able to pick someone up when you see them falling off and be like, it's okay. We all fall off track. But come back into the group, and you're welcome, to start back up when you feel you're ready. And so, and also the thing about coaching is that it also is like a circle, because it helps motivate you to continue because your workouts and, do another program and keep going, because you can't say, I'm going to coach you and then not do your workouts. You are accountable to your group and to everybody in your group. So it helps motivate, and definitely for me, it helps motivate me to keep doing my workouts and to keep on track with my nutrition. Because I think, well, if I'm telling all my clients to do this, then, my challengers, then I need to also, so I need to stay accountable also. So, so that's another great part about coaching, is that it also helps keep you accountable. And what else? So if you, so I'll go into some more of the technical parts about it. Once you sign up to be a coach, there is a $16 coach fee every month. But you also get 25% off of your shakes, which ends up being a lot, because you're getting shakes every month. And, if you don't like shakes, let's say they're not for you, I tell everybody to try them, and to try them for at least 3 weeks before they give up, because sometimes your body has to adjust to the shakes and all the fiber and everything in them. But you know, for some, there are a few people out there that they're just not for them. Now, you could still be a coach, but you do have to have your personal volume every month. And, but you can replace that with other things. It's easiest to just get shakes on auto ship, but there's also Performance Line, which I love, with like Energize and Recovery, and there's Hydrate, and you know, there's a few different things. So there's that you can do instead of Shakeology. That's also an option. And you also, as a coach, you get 25% off any program, BeachBody program, and any like apparel, anything from BeachBody. So there is always the option to just start out as a discount coach. Now, a discount coach, you're still called a coach, but you don't have to be leading your own groups. You don't have to be bringing people into our team. You don't have to be signing people up for programs. You can just sign up as a coach and purely for the discount. Now, there's a lot of people who do that at first, and then they realize, well, you know, I have this friend who wants to start 21 Day Fix. So, so they bring them on, and you start out by making 25% commission on everything. So, and then from there, from the 25% commission, then as your rank goes up, which you'll learn in trainings, you go from coach to emerald to ruby to diamond. Then you start making other types of commission besides just from your sales. And I mean, your goal is to start your own team. But the great thing is that you always have my team to fall back on. You always have my coaches team to fall back on. So you're never alone, and you don't want to do this coaching alone, because there's always it's always great to learn from other people, and you can take what your like successful coaches have done, and you can replicate that and make it your own. So you never have to think of things from, you know, you never have to just do everything from scratch, but you also have the freedom to be creative and make this business your own, because you don't want to just be a copycat of another like coach, because you want to have people come to you because you're unique and you have something to offer that maybe another coach doesn't. For me, I like to think that, and from what, you know, I've gathered from coaching for the past 3 years, you know, I really like to form a relationship with each one of my challengers. And I have a background in psychology, so I'm able to really focus on the positive development, you know, positive mindset. And I do incorporate some like positive psychology into my groups because I have training in that. And as a coach, one of the things that sometimes scares people at first, or people turn their nose up at first, is that we actually tell every coach to do personal development reading and to listen to personal development, you know, people talking about personal development on, you can do podcasts if you don't have the time to read. But at first I thought, you know, oh, I don't want to do that. You know, I kind of turned my nose up at it. But once I did, I realized that just, you know, having that positive mindset and setting your mind to things every day helps so much. And that positivity rubs off on your challengers, and they're more likely to get up and get their workouts done, and you're more likely to get things done during the day, and they're more likely to be active in your groups because they're feeding off of your positivity. So it really becomes, you know, a chain that just goes down towards your challengers if you are personally doing personal development. And just being able to see things in more positive view. And that's something that that BeachBody has really helped me out with. And that links to your physical transformation, because you really can't have a physical transformation without psychological transformation. So we focus a lot on that as well. And if another fear, I'll get off of this in a second because I'm going on a little long, but another fear that people have is that their social networks aren't big enough, that I don't know enough people. I don't think I know anyone who's going to be interested in joining my, my groups, my challenge groups. That's not something to be concerned about, because we have so many trainings to get you to understand how you can reach out to people, how you can form relationships with people, how you can be seen, on social media, and how you can get yourself out there. So I wouldn't be concerned with that. You will grow your network, and you'll figure out ways, and we will help you with ways, to branch out and, find more people. And then, leading challenge groups. So I allow you to put your people into my challenge group at first, so that you're not on your own. And then when you feel ready, then you can start your own challenge group with your own challengers. So you're never, just thrown out there by yourself. So you are always, there's really not any risk with becoming a coach, because you can become a coach when you sign up with a challenge pack, and your coach fee is waived. If you buy a challenge pack, and then right after you buy a challenge pack, you decide, I think it's 30 days within buying a challenge pack, you decide that you want to become a coach, you do have to pay $40 to sign up, but then you get that $40 given back to you, waived. So, but the easiest way is to just become a coach with your with your order of a challenge pack, which challenge pack means your either your on-demand membership with your shakes, or a program like 21-day fix and shakes. So your sign up would be free with your challenge pack order. Like I said, there is a $16 coach fee every month, but with the 25% that you're getting off of your shakes, it makes up for that $16. And after a while, 25% off, adds up. So even if you just want to become a coach for the discount, it's worth it. And you're able to cancel at any time if you just decide, this isn't for me right now. And also, you're even if you have too many shakes, because sometimes you really should be drinking your shakes every day. But if you were to say, oh, it's at the end of the month and I still have like a half a bag of shakes left, you are able to put your shakes on hold for 1 month. So that's another thing. You're able to change your shake flavors online. I can show you how to do that with a form. It's easy. And think of what else to tell you guys. So, the minute you become a coach, I will put you into a training so that you understand, how to sign people up and, the basics of coaching. You'll never be alone. The great thing is I've become so close to so many of the other coaches, and I live on the other side of the country. So if you do live in like the UK and you're afraid that, I live so far away from Genevieve or, from these other people in my group, these days with the computer, it's amazing that we can all reach out to each other, even if we're in different time zones or so far away from each other. I live on the West Coast in California, and literally like almost all of my my challengers and coaches live on the East Coast, but we're still able to make it work. So don't be afraid of that. And I know that the UK is going to grow, and this is like a chance to get in at the bottom level, and which you guys really have a huge advantage of that. You can start getting the word out that that BeachBody is this amazing way to live a healthy lifestyle and fit that into your lifestyle, fit that into your day, and so that you don't fall off track, and so that you get these amazing results. And I've already had some amazing transformations come from people from the UK, and I am on the other side of the world, and I'm helping these people, which is just an amazing feeling. So I would love for you guys over in the UK to, keep that going, get this, this epidemic of, obesity. And that's, a problem in the UK as much as it is in America now, and several other countries. Helping with that is, it's just something that's going to help generations to come. So if you have any questions about how to sign up, about, anything really, just message me. The easiest thing to do is probably to instant message me, but you're also welcome to email me. It's gprizeman, PRIZEMAN DMT @gmail.com, or you are welcome to call me. I can always message you my phone number. All right. Have a great day. Bye.